Abby, it's fine. You gotta move. You gotta move. I gotta sit there. Okay. Now let's see. Yeah, right. Then. Hello, welcome to my bumper. Shall be the personality of his hair, and it's time to review that new alien movie y'all been asking about, the one with the esoteric R word in it. Alien Rubicon, another production from our good friends at the Asylum. As is their usual modus operandi, someone at the Asylum said, hey, what would happen if we made a movie and a bunch of people bought it because it was named similarly to Alien Romulus? And the movie Rubicon, too, I suppose. But you know how these so-called mockbusters work by now. They exist to effectively ride the coattails of other movies with much, much larger fan bases by having a very similarly named title and very little else in common. So what is Alien Rubicon all about then, anyway? Get this. One day, out of the blue, aliens arrive on Earth. They originate from something called the Rubicon signal. Also, there's a butt ton of military action going on, so of course, we mostly watch generals and scientists standing around in office sets, talking about how the situation is going, instead of, actually watching it. I mean, yeah, that'd be entertaining, but we gotta remember the primary goal of this movie is to make money off of selling something like, 10 copies. So, let's take a look at Alien Rubicon, and see if the Asylum did at least manage that. We begin, as any self-respecting sci-fi disaster epic might, with a loving family heading away on vacation. But it's sullied by the father, Dr. Maro, played by Preston Greer, insisting on the importance of work ethic, checking in on his job.
Could have turned the job down.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how is that new and very expensive phone working out for you, huh, kiddo?
Point taken.
Also, no surprises here, but the acting and writing in this movie are absolutely abysmal. If any character on set ever says or does anything that is remotely natural, it is probably by accident. Also, that work ethic in question is questionable at best, considering he turned down better pay because it involved unspecified politics. But hey, that better pay also meant longer hours.
Besides, now we got way more time for camping.
Do we? Because we're not getting to that campsite for at least another 3 hours. And you still have to go in and grab those papers.
What are these papers about that they are so important to this man that he must interrupt his vacation in order to go retrieve them? I have no idea. The importance is getting him on the location needed for the plot to get moving. The papers themselves, who knows what they are? They never come up again. They literally have no purpose.
I'm gonna go with you. What? I have to pee!
Of note, that line is just as important plot-wise as those papers. Thus, stopping off at the handy-dandy Maryland Deep Space Array, the dad digs through his meaningless life's work, while his son evidently pissed in the lobby. And remembered to flush, so that's good. But what's this? Daddy-O left his computer on while away from work, and it just so happens his son spies a peculiar unknown entity in space.
I've never seen any space junk or spaceship like this, at least that you've shown me before.
How many spaceships has this man shown you? Usually government secrets are supposed to be kept a lot more secret.
Do you think this has anything to do with the fast burst anomaly signal that you picked up last year?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The Rubicon signal?
Oh, the movie title, of course. Also, when did Deep Space get caller ID?
Maybe I can figure out the trajectory.
Also, of note, this kid has absolutely no reason to jump to that conclusion. I mean, he's right, but more in the lines of, winning the lottery 50 times in a row. He's just incredibly lucky with that guess. What's this? It's just a random alarm. I have those sometimes. It's just a signal that this is an important scene. It means nothing and goes nowhere. But hey, are you invested? So Maro calls up his bosses to be like, yeah, got some weird shit. Would like to call it in, just in case.
Adam, go wait outside.
But I want to listen.
Go.
You want to listen? What for? Do it to get your father fired so you can have more time to go camping?
But I'm the one who found
Go.
it. Why?
You turned off your father's screensaver. What the fuck are you acting like you're Christopher Columbus for? So is he going to the car or back to the shitter? Well, it's the same door, is all I'm saying. Therefore, jumping to the NASA lab in California, which hurts my Texan soul. I mean, yeah, NASA does have bases in California, but they also have bases in DC, so if you're going to go outside of DC, why is Houston suddenly a flyover city? They waste no time calling up the president. McCoy, played by Michael Paré, seems the craft isn't your average spacecraft. It's a big fucking ball.
What's its trajectory?
NASA and our military place it directly towards the East Coast, sir, near New York City.
It's actually kind of surprising considering you put NASA in California. I mean, I figured that means the ball will be going for LA. So they will confront it at once. Later, first, Bally McBallface smashes a satellite, and then it's back to the happy family. However...
Damn it.
Shouldn't have gotten rid of the 250.
No way, EV all the way.
Their damn electric car won't start, disrupted by the something. They might have had a plot point here they were trying to build to, but this actually leads absolutely nowhere. So, hey, another plot dead end. Wonderful.
Well, we're zapped and we have no idea how to fix it.
Hey,
Dad?
hey, we can fix this.
See?
Told you.
I mean, they get the car going immediately after, and we completely forget about this going forward. This really doesn't go... I know it's probably annoying seeing me just sitting here talking about all of these things that don't matter. So I'll tell you something in the movie that has happened so far that does actually matter. The boy saw the ball first. After enough pictures of balls, the president is introduced to Dr. Grace Whitney, played by Christina Rose. She tells him, hey, it's a ball. And that's weird. That's all we got. But the president wants more.
Doctor, the scientist who originally spotted the anomaly, do you have any background on him?
Well, he's on vacation, doesn't really care for politics, went to get some papers earlier, and then his electric car wouldn't start. Oh, you mean things that matter. Well, there. Oh dear. Evidently his wife's dead, but again, who cares?
He is an astrophysicist with a PhD from Caltech, specializing in astrobiology.
Astrobiology? How? We have zero traces of any evidence of life outside of Earth. That has to be an easy class to pass, just hand in a blank paper. Also, he discovered the Rubicon signal, which he believed to be first contact, because he's silly.
Our entire universe would change if this was extraterrestrial, and no scientific community ever confirmed that.
Well, there is that big fucking alien ball floating outside the window. Might be a tad convincing. She maintains it's probably just a star blowing up, and the president is like, this man knows his stuff. I want him here now! Send a chopper to pick him up at once!
Really, Adam? A whole box of beef jerky?
When the aliens attack, you'll be thanking me.
Also, the box of beef jerky never comes up again. But what's this? A helicopter lands in his driveway. This introduces Captain Jaffe of the Space Force, played by Paul Logan. He's like, hey, you're gonna have to come with me. President's orders.
Is this about that dot I found at the observatory?
Adam?
Dad spent decades of his life with bleeding-edge technology, honing it just right into the depths of space in a desperate search for any sign of life out there, only for his frickin' crotch goblin to glance at his screen for 2 seconds and then spend the rest of the movie running around like, I found it! Jaffe explains that they need him in New York because it landed. This leads to more questions, but the doctor is already speculating.
Our car lost power. Then suddenly our cell phones died and the car came back, but maybe whatever's in New York hit one of our satellites on its way into our orbit.
Why the fuck would your car require a satellite connection to work? Who the fuck designed that thing? Microsoft?
I have to go to New York.
I'm going.
No, you're staying here with your sister.
Listen, Daddy has to go talk to the president now, and he can't do that if Adam the asshole won't shut the fuck up about finding a stupid dot!
If this is about that dot that we found at the observatory, then I'm the one that found it.
Adam, I want you to listen to me very closely. I spent years, decades of my life. I sacrificed my social life. I stayed up weeks just sleeping at my desk, just doing nothing but pouring my heart and soul into this project since long before you were even a sperm cell swinging around my ball so you can shut the fuck up about finding the ball. With that, Adam, played by Vidney Pugliese, and Leanne, played by Neely Dayan, are handed a military radio and their father heads off to New York. The president, in the meantime, is still milling over all that nothing they know. What is the craft? Is it hostile? Is it not hostile? Is it a craft? All great questions, and keep asking them because we desperately need to pad out the running time, while the doctor works on making it to New York.
Wait, do they think there's life forms on board?
That's another reason you're here, Doc. You're a xenobiologist.
I thought it was astrobiologist, but again I ask how? What the hell did he do in college? Acid? But wait, he has a call.
Hello? Hey, Dad.
I just wanted to tell you, you gotta remember to tell him it was me who found the dot. All me, 100%. They're like, there's a ball there, you're not safe. So, yay, way to pad out the running time. Fortunately, the radio cuts out for no apparent reason. Nothing happened to it works later, no problemo, but fuck it. Point is, they gotta fly the ball, and while Jackie flies the chopper, Dr. Maro can fly the drones to collect data on the ball.
Should the anomaly react in a hostile manner, we are prepared to contain or destroy it.
Destroy it?
Well, yeah, if aliens start killing people, people start killing aliens. We've been beaming TV signals into space for decades. They've watched our movies, they know what's coming. What's coming, you ask? Well, a whole lot of stock footage as they explain just how prepared they are to kick alien ass. Thus, they have the go-ahead to work on that recon to see what they're dealing with.
FLIR cams are operational.
FLIR cams.
Forward-looking infrared cameras. They see heat. They work great in smoke or dust.
Just ignore that, and the scene later in the movie was a whole bunch of dust and smoke, and they're like, oh, we can't see, what do we do? Launching the drones, the doctor's like, yep, that's a ball. Can't read diddly off it, but since they can see it, it must mean light does something with it. So how about a little laser? And it fires lasers back at the drones! But more the killing variety. Thus the president orders to shoot the ball, so the ball shoots them. So they shoot the ball again, and it shoots them again. The fighter jets are zapped like bugs, while Jackie's helicopter is damaged and barely escapes.
Captain, are you in position to observe and report on the enemy's activities?
Affirmative, sir.
Yeah, we probably got about 5 minutes before we careen into the ground. We'll keep you posted.
Sir, the UAP has retracted its weapons and is headed towards the city.
We believe it's trying to avoid our counterstrikes by hiding among civilian structures.
I don't think that's its plan, sir. It's plowing through buildings like they're made of cardboard.
Now, considering the fact that none of your attacks did anything to it, and every single thing it attacked just blew up instantly, it's probably not scared, just saying.
You have any idea where the sphere is headed?
We don't know its intended destination.
He didn't ask that, he asked where it's headed. The heading. In what direction is it going?
It's headed inland in a straight line.
At what heading? You are flying that thing. You should know how aviation navigation works. Which heading? You got 360 degrees to pick from. Pick one.
Protect yourself, but we have to know where that damn thing is headed. You understand?
Understood. Copy that.
Loud and clear, Mr. President.
Well, maybe you can tell them which way it's going. North, south, east, south by southwest. Come on!
This thing is clearly headed somewhere.
Thank you, Dr. Obvious. Oh, it's going nowhere, so he tells the president, hey, why don't you, I don't know, address the nation or something. And he's like, why not?
What are you gonna say?
I'm going to tell them the truth.
My fellow Americans, our beautiful country is being attacked by a giant ball from space! Run for your lives!
Is this helicopter okay after being hit by shrapnel?
I wouldn't think so, but somehow he just kept on trucking. The helicopter is just about as unstoppable as the ball. But what's this?
Did you see that? It slowed down for the first time.
Or how would you feel if you got your ball tangled in some high voltage power lines? He has no idea. Maybe the ball's just into this kind of thing. Orders are to continue to observe, so... gotta pass the time. Hey, kids! How are things?
Are the phones working yet?
Water, along with
Yes.
Hey, good. That's good. Everything might be back.
What? How? Did Verizon get another satellite up there in 15 minutes? Damn, that's customer service. He also tells them to pack the car with food and water and get ready to move. But that really doesn't matter, so let's go back to something that's at least semi-important.
Where'd they come from? They shouldn't be here.
Yeah, but if they weren't there, there wouldn't be a bullshit reason for this to happen. Being hit by shrapnel once is fine, but when this helicopter swoops in and blows up, that shrapnel is one too many, and they go down.
Sir, President Alexei Barakov has initiated a call on the Moscow-Washington line.
And this matters how you can't just jump from Black Hawk down to political babble.
Orders, sir?
Standing orders. Continue operations and currently established.
But you see, they had to cut to this very important decision to continue as planned. I mean, how else would we know? And hey, they survived. Because plot armor.
That thing just took out the rest of those news choppers right after y'all went down.
There were more?
Every asshole in town just gotta get a shot of the big fucking ball. Including his entire platoon, so, kinda the only man standing.
Do you have a sat phone?
No, sir. I was hoping maybe you guys might.
Wait, there's one on the chopper.
No, Doc, wait, no!
Look, how? What, did that thing just wait patiently for a few minutes after the crash to blow up? So much for the sat phone. Need a different method for communication.
This phone's toast. Where's your phone?
Did you just leave everything in that pile of explosives back there? But as luck would have it, this private just so happens to have a phone. How convenient.
You don't know the password.
Don't need one. You can dial 911 from every cell phone, even if it's locked.
Aha! Brilliant idea. Now you just gotta hope that during this unprecedented alien invasion causing widespread death and destruction at previously unheard of levels, there's not that many people calling 911 right now.
I will send a helo back to Washington as soon as possible.
Jesus, even if you had your phones and got through instantaneously, I don't think it would have been that fast. They got them there so fast, in fact, they don't even need them yet. The doctor's offering his interpretations of the things going on. They have new footage of the ball thanks to the news choppers. But first things first, got a lot of army guys to throw at it. The doctor explains it's probably gonna do nothing but get everyone killed, but
Tanker, stand down. Do not engage.
who could have guessed the masterful plan of shoot them again, but dumber was somehow not going to work?
We just lost a lot of good people. I need to know why.
Because it was clearly and obviously never a good idea to engage in Operation Dive into the Wood Chipper.
General, what are we dealing with here?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Big damn killer ball from outer space, not particularly hard to understand. Also, when all of the weapons you've tried so far don't fucking work, maybe next time you send soldiers off to die, give them some different weapons to test. Asylum, when your story is that there is an alien invasion causing widespread devastation, and canonically everyone in the city has been evacuated, you cannot use B-roll footage of an average Tuesday. Finally, they review the footage like, stop there, got zapped for a bit, then shimmer as it continued to plow through. Weird. The doctor posits that it's worth exploring just what electricity or electromagnetism can do to the ball. But fuck that shit. Ash, played by Eric Davenport, is like, hey nerd, I got bigger nerds than you already on the job. Nerds from CERN. And they can out-nerd you on their plans any day of the week. We're going with that instead.
A direct payload of liquid nitrogen would freeze at least a portion of the sphere before it has a chance to attack, whereupon repetitive direct hits should crack it open like an eggshell.
Or in layman's terms, ice is strong against steel. Wait, no it's not. Abort mission!
Can I just be the voice of reason and point out that we don't know what's going to spill out of that Easter egg when you crack it open?
This is why we'll need a trained observer in the field. Thank you for volunteering.
And no, I have no idea why Ash seems to hate this guy so much. But stories are conflict, so prepare for conflict. You will be hated. For no reason. And in a way that leads nowhere.
glad they were able to evacuate.
Me too.
Alright, so do people usually work inside the smokestacks? Anyway, on with the plan from the brainiacs at CERN. They dump a ridiculous payload of liquid nitrogen on top of it. This somehow is not retaliated against in the slightest, and then they paint it with a laser to get targeting right on the super-cooled spot.
Damn it.
But it turns out the impenetrable ball is still impenetrable. And don't you love it when characters just tread water and make no fucking progress on their goals whatsoever? So he suddenly switched it up to Operation Say Fuck It and Leave. Oh, that didn't work. Again. What's next?
CERN's working out another plan.
Okay, so guys, now we get the giant flamethrower that shoots rocks for a fire-ground mix. That'll really get him. What's that? Oh, you're right, it's rocks. That'll be fire rock. Ah. You got any sumo wrestlers you can throw at it? After escaping, the guys land the helicopter, and the Doctor muses that while the scene was pointless, perhaps the previous scene actually held a clue.
You know what I keep going back to? I keep thinking about that incident at the power plant. I mean, you saw it, right? It stopped for a reason.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out why.
Hey, it just came in from deep space. It's probably been a while since it charged his phone. So he must look over the footage. Again. But first, gotta call up California NASA for some other questions.
Has your agency detected any other spheres in orbit?
No.
Awful damn specific question. Of all the things that have happened so far, absolutely nothing has hinted that you maybe have more than one ball. That is until, surprise, turns out they have 10 more balls all kicking around Jupiter. Funny thing that.
We may have a doomsday situation on our hands.
Also, they point out, hey, all the balls came from the direction of that Rubicon signal. You know, like his son mused in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You know, in case you give a shit. Of course, the top brass are a bit confused by all this. Sure, there's a bunch of them, they're hostile, and they're coming for us, but why send out a message first? Makes no sense to warn us of their own arrival.
We think that the last planet that they destroyed was a warning to us.
A bit of a jump in logic there.
Oh, now you give a shit? Also, how? How in the midst of being balled to death did the last space civilization figure out who the ball's next target was going to be and some way to explode in our general direction as a way of warning us? Well, that's hardly anything to go on, so they posit this might be a drone. Maybe they're all drones. Maybe everyone involved in the movie is a drone. Well, they call up Jeffy to get a hold of the Doctor and ask him what he thinks. And boy does he think. He thinks the ball is moving slow, not because the Asylum can't afford decent effects, no, but because it is collecting data about our capabilities to give the other balls more information about how best to destroy us.
This is a basic military strategy. It's assembling its forces. It's sending out its scouts to verify enemy position and strength. It's going to soften up its targets and invade when the resistance has been eliminated.
Yeah, but when your opponents are effectively in the Iron Age and you can just drop a nuke on their ass, maybe sending the scout isn't the most efficient military strategy. But hey, they finally figured out where it's going, to the White House, because something, freedom, hamburgers, you know the deal. But wait, his farmhouse just so happens to be directly in the ball's path. So the planet needs him. But fuck the planet, the Doctor needs to save his kids. Jeffy's like, hey, you gave them that car? And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. So then Jeffy offers to send soldiers to get the guy's kids.
Those army guys are out there doing army stuff.
Running around all hoorah, doing the 10 hut, foobar, snafu, blue falcon sit rep. So, of course, the only option is for Jeffy to get the guy's kids while the Doctor heads back to DC. Heading off at once, we hear, hey, our closest kick-ass weapons are 5 hours away. And the sphere will be here in 90 minutes.
Is there any branch of the military that can deploy something?
No, sir. Nothing that wouldn't hurt us as much as it hurt them.
What the fuck are you talking about? You haven't heard it once yet. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
There's got to be something. You are missing something, General.
Give me 15 minutes, sir. I believe I may have something.
We'll sail round the Horn and return with spices and silk, the likes of which ye have never seen. We're building a casino. Arr, can you give me 5 minutes?
The Doctor's like, but wait! The sphere stopped at the power station. But why? Well, by utilizing the awesome power of going frame by frame, we can see something. I have no idea if a higher resolution version of this movie exists, but if it does, you might be able to see what the hell he's talking about here. Supposedly, there's a force field that kicks off right before anything attacks, but only for a short bit. It must require immense amounts of energy, but when it slammed into the power station, it was shocked, literally. The unexpected surge bypassed the undeployed shield and stunned the ball.
So we need to isolate it and throw something you can't see and prepare for.
Thus a new plan emerges. Attack the ball, but not like idiots.
What about an EMF?
Yes. Yes, our own electromagnetic field.
So, hours ago, y'all saw the only thing that seemed to affect this thing at all was electricity, and you've been throwing everything you have at it, except your electrical weapons. And the nukes. You also have been making a point of not using nukes for some reason. But they might be able to set a trap. Fortunately, they just so happen to know exactly where the ball is heading. How convenient. Thus, they can set the trap, blast the ball into the underground bunkers, and then blow it to smithereens.
You go at it. You just hit it with everything you got, all right? Full court press, kitchen sink, whole 9 yards, everything. Everything you got. But no nukes.
Chemical weapons, biological weapons, psychological weapons, sure, but think of what Captain Plans would say. The plan in motion, the group moves to the underground bunkers, which just so happen to be fully kitted out command centers. How convenient. So they head down and repeat the same plans. The movie spends a lot of time going over the same points. Very rarely do they add anything to them at all.
Why us? Well, why DC? Well, why doesn't it attack New York or Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, Sao Paulo? Why doesn't it attack the major population centers?
It's testing us. It knows that if it can take us down in DC, then it can take the whole world down with it.
Oh, you just pulled that out of your ass. All the ball's done is move slowly and shoot shit that shoots at it first. You failed to even explain how it's a hostile creature. I mean, it is, but the movie has done nothing to actually overtly show that. Well, fuck it. It's time for Operation Ball Buster, as they blast the ball with electromagnetism, then blow it the fuck up from every direction.
Did we get it?
Can't tell.
Is there a spectral graph? Anything?
There's too much damn smoke.
Like I said, their ability to see through dust and smoke was well overstated. Well, who needs to see something so big anyway? Thus, they continue to blow it the fuck up. And then...
Status report, Captain.
Sir, I'm afraid we have some bad news. It appears the balls have touched. Don't worry about it. As far as everyone knows, that was it. So it's time for the epic, heroic speech from the president.
On this day that will be written as a new chapter in American history. One where Americans showed what they do best.
Blowing shit up. That is only ever shown to act defensively, but hey. But not anymore, for the 10 balls from space have descended upon the Earth, wreaking havoc. Which would suggest that the previous ball was not a scout, because if they wanted to make sure that they were strong enough to take out the strongest that Earth had to offer before coming, well, they failed to do that, so the others should not be coming in. But if their intention was just to wreak havoc and destroy as much as possible, then why send one ball ahead of the others to putz around for 90 minutes? Oh, filling out the running time, of course.
So we should evacuate while there's still time?
No, there's nowhere to run, there's no time.
I mean, yeah, when the entire plan is being blown the fuck up, where exactly do you intend to duck and cover?
But you should all leave now.
To where? You just said that there was nowhere to go. Stop with this have cake and eat it too dialogue. But this frames them as heroically deciding to stay instead of run. To the moon, I guess. But what could they possibly use? Well, how about that secret weapon they just so happen to have in space this whole time, despite international treaties making such things illegal? How convenient.
What kind of weapons are we talking about? Missiles? Nukes? EMFs?
Lasers.
Ah, come on, if you're using secret illegal space weapons, why not pull out the rods from God?
Not EMFs.
No. But lasers can be used to generate electromagnetic radiation within a specific wavelength frequency.
Yeah, but big fucking tungsten rods going Mach 20 go boom! It's like 162 kilojoules of energy right there. That kind of fucking massive explosion right in your balls. A little bit more impressive than your laser that you can just tweak to become electromagnetism through the power of bullshit. Point is, the balls are loose, murdering the fuck out of people in every region with recognizable landmarks. Don't worry, they have the orbital laser satellites on ball cleanup duty.
Are these satellites in the correct orbital positions to target the spheres?
The satellites are in a geostationary orbit, and their weapons are aimed at the same capital cities that the spheres chose to target.
To destroy the spheres, right?
We've given every military commander all the info we've learned.
What the hell did you do? Send them a blank email? But the balls are here!
We need to fire the lasers now, sir.
No, you can't defeat the spheres with normal weapons. We need those lasers.
He just said to use the lasers. What fucking normal laser did you think he meant? Somehow they need more time. Probably. No idea where the lasers aren't quite focused yet, but hey, Captain Jaffe is in the air. How convenient. Not only that, he just so happens to have some handy-dandy portable EMFs. Perfect for stalling the balling. But wait, his first attempt fails, for he is too far away. And now, he has only one shot left.
I'm taking this one ready to its heart. Take care of your family, Doc. There are some great kids there.
He saved the kids earlier. Saved them. It's important to remember that detail, otherwise that line is kind of weird. So he strikes the balls, and the balls strike back, sending Jaffe's chopper to the ground.
Fire! Fire!
Wait, how much time did that even get them? 1 second? Less? Now tender, the ball is beaten with the entire might of the United States military. Again. Thus, it crashes down. And a fucking sea of legally distinct xenomorphs just pour out of them. Considering we got like 3 minutes of movie left, I wonder how they're gonna clean up that mess. By completely ignoring it, as we just watch the rest of the balls get blown up. Then at the hospital, the doctor's son mentions that there were aliens, but no big deal.
The ships have all been destroyed, and everything inside of them.
You don't get to introduce thousands of aliens pouring out of a ball. From 10 balls, meaning tens of thousands of aliens, and then just say it doesn't matter because the movie's over now.
What about Captain Jaffe?
He sacrificed himself to buy time, of which he bought none, so... But what's this? The president is here to see him. He likes the cut of his jib and would like to offer him employment. He's like, yeah, let me think about it. But wait, who would happen to be here but Jaffe?
President of the United States offers you a full-time position and you'll think about it?
Hey, be nice. It's the most thinking anybody has done all movie. Also, hey, you're not dead. Good, because sacrifice is inversely heroic to how moot it was. Who cares about any of these assholes when the real hero is right here?
You must be the young man who first spotted the UAP.
See? Told you that him sitting in his dad's chair and glancing at the monitor for 2 seconds was somehow important. Even though it has no right to be. For his superheroics, he will get a job at NASA. But if we're just giving out jobs, what's the doctor's daughter into?
Earth and environmental studies.
That's the first I've heard of this.
Oh, my area of interest.
Well, that's the first I've heard of this. And so the movie ends with them all getting jobs. Truly, the American dream manifest. Anyway, that was Alien Rubicon. Oh, I have not missed these Asylum movies. Y'all know how these aren't made to impress. They're made to ape off the success of bigger, far more loved properties. And in that respect, Alien Rubicon succeeds. If it weren't for the title, I never would have picked this turkey up, because boy howdy! Attack of the Big Balls from Space would be a more apt moniker. But come to think of it, I might have bought this movie based off that title as well. The point is, it would have been more honest. The mockbuster of Alien Romulus is so weak, but honestly reminds me of another Asylum movie, Alien Origin. You know, the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Alien Origin released to capitalize on the release of Prometheus, and was a bog-standard found footage film with nothing going on. But right at the end of the film suddenly shoehorns in a Prometheus-style aliens-made people scene to give it some mockbuster cred. Similarly, Alien Rubicon is a bog-standard disaster flick with nothing going on, but right at the end of the film suddenly shoehorns in a swarm of knockoff xenomorphs. In both cases, they lead nowhere and are pointless, and yet somehow the supposed buster this thing is mocking. Anyway, what qualities does Alien Rubicon have? No, I'm not leading into anything with that. I'm asking a question. What does it have? The CGI is standard Asylum good enough. The acting is stiff, the script is bare bones. There's about enough plot here to fill 10 minutes, stretched out to 90. It's a slog of people standing in rooms and talking, and no one's saying anything even remotely important or entertaining for the runtime. Coming in at one big ball of death out of 5. Not as bad as Alien Origin, but boy did it try. Thank you all for watching. I'm Shado, and remember, Project Thor is a theoretical thing that was never built and doesn't actually exist. But it still wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe invest in some heavy-duty umbrellas.
No one is going to miss Andrew Jackson's statue, so go ahead, blow that up.